Good morning, Rams, and welcome to another episode of Kram. I'm Katie Gerardo.
And I'm Pamela Batches. We hope you enjoyed your spring break.
Just before break, students return with a 4-day-a-week in-person schedule.
Many students had different or mixed opinions about the new decision.
What has been a must is trying to get students back in schools.
So far, we're looking at having students on Monday and Tuesday, and then again on Thursdays and Fridays. Right now we have about 700 of our almost 1,500 students who are going to be back in person.
Personally, I do want to do 4 days a week just because I kind of want to get back to pre-COVID life. And it's just nice to have a more routine schedule with 4 days a week.
There's a lot of trouble in keeping everyone safe throughout the new feel for the school.
One of the things that we switched at the semester is when we have a lot of sections of classes, able to create all synchronous classrooms for students.
I think it'll go pretty much back to normal. Unless they keep the mask, then it'll be pretty much more or less the same.
I think some people, just knowing that there's more people, will try and be more socially distanced, and other people will just be more social because they were just social before, but now there's more people to be social with.
With all our efforts, we hope to make this school year better. This has been Kelly Wood reporting for KRAM.
As we move into more in-person time, the schedule is beginning to reflect a more normal year.
As in other years, the hip-hop team worked hard to compete at the state level. They just competed at the state competition during break.
KRAM sent a camera crew with them to the event.
The hip-hop team at Rampart recently finished their season and were able to compete at state this year. While they did not win first place at state, they had a successful season and feel that they have improved as a team. Several members of the group share why they decided to compete with the dance team this year.
I joined the hip hop team because I really love to dance, and it was a great opportunity for me to get more involved in Rampart, more involved in our community. And then it also gave me a chance to, be a part of representing the spirit aspect of Rampart too. So it's just a really cool opportunity.
So I have been dancing for ever since I moved to Colorado, so around 8 years old, and I really, really enjoy it. And I just wasn't feeling really well at my old dance company, so I decided to join the team here.
This year, the dynamic is a bit different, since there are so many seniors on the team and only one freshman. But they still feel as if they're extremely close as a team.
We're just really fun. We're just really fun-loving. We love what we do, and we go and we do it. And we're passionate about it, so it makes practices really fun. And we're just really close.
I would say the hip hop team is definitely a family. It's more than just dancing for us. It's life. For us, dancing is life. And I feel like hip hop to everybody else is dancing, but to us it's so much more than that.
The hip hop team's leadership is very strong this year, as all three coaches all work together to help improve the group's skills. One of the coaches, Leanne Cornett, shares why she decided to be a part of the leadership for the team.
So I had a little bit of experience under my belt when I joined Rampart 4 years ago. At the time, my daughter was a member of the hip hop team, and I saw it as a chance to get back to something that I enjoyed doing with students in an extracurricular capacity, but it also gave me more time with my daughter and her friends, and it allowed me to sort of expand my abilities in coaching.
Although the group has been able to compete this year, there have been changes made due to COVID restrictions.
So COVID definitely made our tryout numbers smaller this year, which was the biggest way that we saw the impact. It's also been different that we don't have any assembly performances, and when we do perform at the basketball games, there's not really a student section. It's more like the basketball parents that are watching us. But for the team morale and stuff, it's still been really good, and everybody's definitely still excited and keeping their hopes up for the rest of the season.
Despite the changes, the hip hop team has had a successful season this year. If you wish to join the team, think about signing up for tryouts next year. This has been Elia Bono, reporting for KRAM.
Congratulations to the hip-hop team on a great year of performances.
In addition to hip-hop, many students participate in dance outside of Rampart. Dancing is one of the most intricate forms of competition, and we decided to profile one particular Rampart senior's love of dance.
Jillian Layton is an experienced dancer that has committed her time outside of school to something she loves.
Here at Rampart, we have some very talented students. One of our seniors, Jillian Layton, is one of those extraordinary people as she dances at a studio outside of school.
I don't know, it was kind of like a random idea I had. Like, I just went up to my mom and was like, I want to take a hip hop class. And we had some family friends that went to the studio, and I started like taking just a hip hop class, and then the next year I tried out for the competition team, and with that, like, kind of started all the other styles.
She's one of the few dancers in the studio that goes to Rampart, so Kram got the opportunity to talk with some of her fellow dancers and dance instructor.
It's been amazing, it's been fun, she's always super sweet and always positive.
Jillian has been dancing for 5 years at the studio, and she has improved so much in those 5 years.
She's an amazing person to work with. She's really helpful, and she basically memorizes everything for us if we forget it, so that's really helpful too.
Dance is another way for people to express emotions, and this has become a great outlet for Jillian.
I'm able to like express myself in another way because I'm not very good at like talking about my like emotions or how I'm feeling. I feel like dance is a great way to like escape to those emotions and like express them better.
After dancing for nearly 7 years, we looked back at some of the routines and dances that have stuck out the most.
I'd say the first time I was on stage competing was like that moment of this is what I want to do the rest of my time in like middle school and high school. Back to like my first year competing, there was one, it was called Missy. It was like my first hip hop piece that I was competing, and it was just super fun, and it was like, there was like 12 of us, but I was able to like meet people at the studio and like get closer to people, and it's just like one of my favorite like memories. Like I'll like feel like I'll always remember that dance.
Jillian dances at Kemper Dance Academy with lots of other dancers, so she's been able to impact others and the studio.
She has a huge impact on the studio just because she works hard, she cheers on everybody, and she's a great role model.
She's always helped me through hard times, and she's always been super kind to everyone and always positive.
She's always had a really positive attitude, so it really helps bring up my courage and confidence when I'm dancing and during conventions too.
I mean, I'd say like dance is something for like everyone. Like, I don't think you can really be like bad at dance. Like, I think as long as you are enjoying it and like having fun with it, like that's the most important thing. Being willing to like step maybe out of your comfort zone and just like let yourself go and just like enjoy it.
Although we don't always see what students are doing outside of school, RHS has some amazing individuals like Jillian. We wish you the best of luck on your upcoming competitions, Jillian. This has been Caitlin Zeyer reporting for KRAM.
Good luck to Jillian and all of her future dance competitions.
Have you ever wondered about what some of the teachers' jobs were before they became teachers?
Their lives before teaching were not exactly what we expected.
Every teacher here at Rampart has stories to tell. Many of the teachers now working at Rampart weren't always teachers. Some had different jobs, but they all have different stories about them. A few of our teachers explained what job they had before teaching and why they chose it.
In college, I worked as a research assistant for Michigan State University in their small fruit entomology lab. So I learned and researched a whole lot about the insects that are pests of blueberries and grapes. And then before that, in like high school, I worked a little while at a golf course and quite a while at a small 8-lane bowling alley.
Probably the most influential experience in my life was serving as a Peace Corps volunteer in Kenya. And I was a teacher for the first 2 years in a very small all-girls school out in the middle of nowhere. And I ended up staying on for an extra third year to be an HIV/AIDS community educator.
I was a lifeguard, swimming lesson instructor, and then eventually beach director at a lake in Minnesota.
They also shared how they feel about their former jobs now.
I was involved in some research that got published. It's very specific to, if you're not a blueberry grower, it's not that relevant to you, but if you are, it matters a lot there. And a lot of experiment that led to further grants happened after I left, but our research was the foundation that led to the research that got published.
When I arrived at my site in Kenya, the girls were drinking water straight out of the river. They didn't have any textbooks to study from. They didn't have any science equipment to hold labs from. Their school and their resources were minimal, and so that was part of what I jumped in on right away.
There were a couple of exciting things from their former jobs that they liked. They all shared their experiences.
We've seen some interesting things. I think my favorite was watching the little kid bowl that he rolled the ball down the lane so slowly that it rolled over the thumb hole and stopped in the middle of the lane because it was going so slowly. So that was pretty entertaining.
Some other things in my past, I worked as an engineer for about 8 years. A couple of years I worked on the space station project for the Boeing company. And right now I'm in a band. I play bass guitar in a band called Blue Solstice.
I did have to save a 9-year-old boy. We were lifeguarding and he was having trouble swimming. He got a little too deep in the lake, and my friend and I, who were on duty at the time, had to go and save him and give him CPR, call 911, and he ended up being okay, which was awesome.
Even though they may have enjoyed their former jobs, one of the major decisions that they made was why they switched to begin teaching and how it affected them after their former jobs.
In college, I wanted to actually go into research bio, but when I graduated, there were very few jobs available. Just the way of the times at the moment, and despite having that research assistant experience, I was having trouble getting the attention of any of those labs to be more of a full-time employee. And teaching was always in the plan and always in the backup plan. It's like I think I would like doing this too, and it turns out that I do like it, and here I am.
I went back to school and got my teaching license, and then I left and went overseas. And so that was kind of my initial teaching experience, and it just it jazzed me, it charged me up, and wanted me, helped me to kind of find my true direction in life.
I love kids, and I have always loved working with kids. I was in college and I lived in Spain for a year, so I originally was a Spanish teacher. I graduated with a Spanish degree. I didn't know what I wanted to do with a Spanish degree, so I went back to school to be a teacher because I knew I loved kids.
Thank you to all our teachers who decided to share their stories. We appreciate all of our teachers, and we thank them for their decision to switch over to teaching Rams at Rampart. Signing off for now, this has been Pamela Batridge reporting for Kram.
Well, that was certainly interesting. Thank you to all the teachers who decided to share their stories.
To end this episode, we have a student humor piece.
Kram thought it might be fun to give the students of Rampart some awkward compliments. Here's what we came up with.
Hello. Today, Karen is going around and complimenting random students. Y'all are pretty cool.
Hey.
Goodbye.
Thanks.
Pretty rad, you're doing an awesome job today. Thank you. You're doing pretty awesome today. Okay.
If you do that, let me know.
You guys are doing an amazing job today.
You are, or we
Yeah,
are?
you guys are.
Oh, thank
Hey,
you.
thanks. You're doing pretty rad today. So funny. You're doing pretty cool today. That was all the compliments. I feel too awkward to do any more. See ya.
That's all for this week, Rams. Signing off for now, this has been Pamela Batridge.
And Katie Gerardo reporting for Kram.
Batridge, we enjoy. Oh, I don't even know what I said.
And all of her future
Dory, you got this. I believe in you. Springing off. It's signing off. Yay! High five.